What's up, Motor Brats? It's Spiritual God here, and welcome to part 4 of What If Naruto Was a Gamer. And as I warned in the second and third episode, this part is going to be the detrimental change of this series, and I'm going to explain why and how. But yeah, I don't really have anything much to say other than the fact that this series has been good to write. I've completely finished Naruto, and I'm going to Boruto because Boruto is going to be very interesting. And yeah, anyways, without any further ado, let's get watching. So our story would start off during that one week time training period with Kakashi and Team 7 because Zabuza is still alive. You know, after they got to know that Zabuza is still alive, Kakashi decides to train them, but not on tree walking because that was fucking stupid. He had to teach them all ready because tree walking is a basic chakra control exercise. And since this Kakashi is not stupid and also knows that just not Sasuke is the one who is, and since Sasuke is not the one who is, as much of a flight risk than Naruto, since both of them are at a flight risk, Kakashi knows that, they need to bond, and Sasuke and Naruto's, bonding is mostly through training. So Kakashi has no choice but to, teach them tree walking and water walking. So, and they have good chakra control with Naruto's perk having a 10% of it. So Kakashi, after he kind of recovers, he tells them that he's going to be training them in their special moves. Interestingly, Sasuke and Naruto are excited with both of them showing stoic faces because Naruto has much more control over his emotions during the month that they were training. Because Naruto realizes that ninja must have control over the emotions because even if Naruto is embarrassed to admit, he was kind of fucking stupid before. So yeah. So the surprise attacks or special moves, as Kakashi is calling them, he's gonna teach them. So Naruto's excited. So now Kakashi knows that he needs to personally train Naruto about this jutsu. So he decides to make 3 shadow clones. Not 3, 2 shadow clones. One is gonna help Naruto, one is gonna help, and the first one is gonna help Sasuke, the second clone is gonna help Sakura, and Naruto is gonna be personally taught by him. Now, no one knows who the real clone is, except for Naruto, who is just able to use absorb and figure out who the clone is and where he is. So special moves would be taught to Sasuke, Naruto, and Sakura. And as I said, shadow clones would be distributed to each person. So there would be a 1 week training arc where Sasuke would learn something, Naruto would learn something, and Sakura also would learn something. Now what would Sasuke learn? Let's go with Sasuke, that is. No, let's go with Sakura actually. She starts to learn the chakra punch of Tsunade. So let's go to a flashback with Kakashi. Now Kakashi, just before the mission was accepted, Kakashi talks with Hiruzen about the Team 7's progress, and he states that Sakura is the only one behind, but she's not catching up more or less, but she's the one behind and she's catching up, but Naruto and Sasuke are going further and further away from her. And plus with her low chakra but perfect chakra control, she needs some kind of advantage. So now Sakura knows some genjutsus taught by Kakashi, but that's it. So that's when Hiruzen comes with an idea. Why not teach Sakura the chakra fist? Basically, not the Byakugo seal, but just the chakra fist. Basically, adding chakra in your into your fist to make it more powerful. Basically, a weaker version of Tsunade's fist. So Kakashi would accept it because why wouldn't he? Because this girl has good chakra control, and also Kakashi would try to teach her medical ninjutsu. So anyways, flashback end, and let's go to Sakura's perspective. Now Kakashi would teach her how to do the chakra fist, which would be easy for her to do because she has perfect chakra control, but she would be easily exhausted, but not as easily exhausted that you might think because she has a stamina gain, and she isn't on diet anymore because Kakashi explicitly forced her to come out of the stupid diet. So yeah, Sakura is a little more healthy. There's no diet involved, and she's a little more, much more stronger, more or less. But yeah, she starts learning the chakra first, and 2 days she gets to learn it, and until she masters it, actually, not at the level of Tsunade, but yes, she can punch and crack trees. Actually, she can break trees. Okay, yeah, that's the strength that she has, but she's fast to chakra exhaustion. Then Kakashi, with his limited medical ninjutsus, he would teach her some of them. Basically, yeah, she learns the mystical palm technique. So the users applies their hand to a wounded part of the body and sends chakra through it, accelerating their body's natural healing rate. That's basically what the mystical technique is, which is well interesting, and Sakura learns it. But yeah, other than that, she isn't very much learning. Oh, and also the fact that she would use kunai much more, and she would start focusing more on taijutsu than anything else with her new chakra fist, and yeah, with her chakra enhanced strength, she learns more of a taijutsu skill. But yeah, she's nowhere near her Shippuden part, but she's going there. She's on a route to medical ninjutsu because of her intelligence and medical capabilities, as well as low chakra amount and perfect chakra control. Everything leads to her becoming a medical ninjutsu. And but she still isn't. But she isn't defenseless, so that's good. Now let's go to Sasuke. Now Sasuke would learn the Chidori because Kakashi already taught him that in the canon storyline. So I don't really think that's really going to change. But the fact is, it's going to take a lot more time for Sasuke to learn the nature transfer Chidori. But it's not even perfect. It's just Chidori. Instead of not perfectly Chidori that Sasuke uses against Gaara. Basically, since Kakashi knows that he doesn't have much time for Sasuke to learn the nature transformation technique and the Chidori as well. So he just focuses on Chidori by completely leaving the nature transformation technique. So Sasuke's Chidori is a little weak. Not a little weak, a lot weak due to the fact that he doesn't have the nature transformation technique. And Kakashi also helps Sasuke in his Sharingan and gives Sasuke a new jutsu, that being the Phoenix Flower Jutsu. Yeah, that's for Sasuke. That's for Sasuke's progress, and he learns Chidori in a week because Kakashi always pushes him and saying that Naruto has already mastered his given jutsu. So that rivalry kind of pushes Sasuke to his limit, causing Sasuke to learn Chidori, but it's like an incomplete Chidori, not the Chidori that Sasuke uses against Gaara. It's basically a less weaker version of it. So, anyways, Naruto would learn the Rasengan, and I mean it's kind of obvious why Naruto would learn the Rasengan because, as everyone knows, it is his father's technique, and by birthright it should come to him. But why now? Why would Kakashi teach the Rasengan to Naruto rather than like focusing on chakra control and stuff like that, which he would normally push Naruto in the canon? It is because of the fact that Naruto is in a sensitive state where he could rogue out, and Kakashi's only method to like save those people is to give them more power. And come on, if Kakashi wanted focus on teamwork, he could have, but he decided to only train Sasuke during the 1 month time arc, giving him more power. While he just left abandoned Naruto. So yeah, that's why the same method would apply here, meaning Naruto would also gain power along with Sasuke, and Naruto would start learning the 3 stages of Rasengan. First is the Rasengan has 3 steps basically. Rotation, where the user learns to spin the chakra in multiple directions at once. Then power, where the user must increase the volume and density of the chakra they output. And 3, the containment, where the user must combine the first 2 steps into a contained sphere. Now, when Naruto does the first step, he gains some very good chakra boost for his control. For due to the first fact that chakra needs to be rotated in multiple directions at once, it increases his chakra control to 30%. Next, the power output and the density. The training of power output and density as well as the volume also increases his chakra control by 10%. Then the containment, where all the about 2 stages should be performed, that would lead to his another 10% of chakra and control increase. And currently Naruto can control 50% of his chakra, which is awesome. So, but another thing is here that due to the fact that Naruto has the gamer system, he doesn't need shadow clones to complete it. When he does the when he like forms the Rasengan for the first time, he gets the damn skill, and all he needs to do is create shadow clones to just mimic it, and then he's able to perfectly learn it, but not master it quite yet. But he's at a level 40, which is well acceptable, because Naruto uses many shadow clones to learn the Rasengan, and all that knowledge comes to his mind and level ups this new skill that has been given to him. And other than that, Kakashi would also like help Naruto in some taijutsu, and also give Naruto a special skill, that being the water bullet jutsu. Why? It's because, well, he gave Sasuke five flower jutsu, phoenix flower jutsu, Sakura medical ninjutsu. So for Naruto it should be a same treatment. So Naruto would learn the water bullet jutsu. So yeah, if just before the battle of Zabuza at the bridge, I'm gonna explain what skills Naruto has. This Naruto skills have what Naruto's total of skills are: the gamer mind, the gamer body, shadow clone jutsu, multi shadow clone jutsu, seal making, shadow shuriken jutsu, observe, unpredictable taijutsu, fireball jutsu, danger sense, tree walking, water walking, Rasengan, and water bullet jutsu. A total of 14 new skills. And water bullet jutsu is at a level of level 4, while fireball jutsu is at a level of level 10. Yeah, equal, easy to understand. So anyways, let's go to the fight between Team 7 and Zabuza and Haku. So the story would kind of be different, where Naruto would make sure to leave some shadow clones behind for the protection of Tazumi and Inari. And yes, the Inari kind of shouts at the group, but Naruto just doesn't give him any mind, because Naruto's calm and collected. He was gonna freak out, not freak out, he was gonna start shouting at Inari, but as I said, game of mind is able to calm him down, and that's more of it. So yeah, meaning Inari doesn't get the talking jutsu from Naruto. He just is sulky even more than Naruto, because Naruto haven't talked him off, saying he doesn't know what he's talking about. So it's not gonna be a big effect in the story, except for Inari, I guess. But yeah, anyways, the team would go towards the bridge, where they would find unconscious people. And that's when Zabuza would appear with his mist jutsu, and Naruto would sense someone. His danger sense would activate, and he would say that, he would point to where Zabuza and his fellow helper, yes. And just to note, Naruto and Haku do not meet, because Naruto doesn't train until exhaustion, because of the fact that, as I said, Naruto doesn't become enraged with Inari and shout things. Meaning Naruto doesn't need to go and let his anger out. Meaning he doesn't get knocked out. Meaning he doesn't meet Haku, and also he doesn't learn his Nindo, where he has to protect precious people. So yeah, it's bad for Naruto actually, if you guys think about it. But yeah, Naruto and Sasuke would decide to fight Haku, while Sakura would be protecting Tazuna, and Kakashi would finish his fight with Zabuza. And Kakashi and Zabuza's fight would mostly go the same, and Tazuna, Sakura would be doing nothing. But Naruto and Sasuke's entire situation differs, due to the fact that Sasuke already has Sharingan. He's able to easily see where the Senbons are coming, and he's able to dodge them. Naruto though is kind of in a weird situation because his danger sense goes off over and over again, as well as these notifications coming again and again. But Naruto is able to dodge better slowly. His danger sense leveling up skyrockets because of the Senbon. Because if you guys didn't know, Haku's speed when using the demonic ice mirror is, so yeah, Haku's fast, but as in the canon storyline, Sasuke was able to easily track against Haku, and Naruto with his evolving danger sense is able to track Haku. And as I said, this danger sense is a combination of sensing abilities and observation haki, meaning Naruto and Sasuke are easily able to dodge all the Shinbons coming at them, and Sasuke is kind of surprised that Naruto is able to react to it. But he just thinks that that's the guy he's rivaling with. And Naruto is also impressed with Sasuke's like body temperature and stuff. And Sasuke has, just before I continue, Sasuke has also learned that just because you have the Sharingan, that doesn't mean you can keep up with anyone. This is shown by Kakashi while teaching Sasuke how to use the Sharingan, while Kakashi whooped Sasuke's ass even with the Sasuke tracing him. I mean, Kakashi just went to a speed where Sasuke could trace him, but as stated by Lee, during the Chunin exam, Sasuke was able to move his body, and Kakashi taught the lesson to Sasuke instead of Lee. So good is that. But this battle is enough to push Sasuke over the top, and the peak that he needed, the push that he needed to unlock the second Tomoe is this, and he unlocked the second Tomoe, which makes it even easier to trace Haku. And Sasuke, having two Tomoe in each eye, is able to easily dodge and weave through Haku, and Naruto with his already increasing danger sense is already able to weave and dodge Haku. Eventually, Haku is thrown, and Haku is severely exhausted by chakra. And Naruto and Kakashi take the chance. Naruto and Sasuke take the chance. Sasuke is doing hand sign while Naruto realizes this, and Sasuke tells him to keep Haku busy while he charges up this attack. Naruto just shrugs and uses Shadow Clone Jutsu to spray water bullet jutsu here and there, so Haku would get slippered or something. Yes, he's having a negative impact because Haku can control the water around them. But Naruto wants that. Naruto wants Haku to use more of his chakra, meaning Haku would be even more exhausted, and Sasuke could attack it at a perfect time. So it takes a little time to Sasuke to activate his Chidori. At the same time, Zabuza and Kakashi uses his Raikiri Jutsu, while Sasuke uses his Chidori Jutsu. Both of them run towards Sasuke and Zabuza and Haku at the same time, and both pierce them each other. Haku was just going through mirror after mirror, but Naruto is able to correctly pinpoint Haku and hit a water bullet jutsu right in his face, causing him to lose balance and fall to the ground. And when he gets up, Sasuke is right in front of him and shoves him through a Chidori in his chest, while at the same time Kakashi serves a Raikiri to Zabuza. Now here's the thing, Naruto never unlocks his QB chakra, meaning some things are gonna change. But anyways, Gato comes in and starts belittling them, especially Haku and Zabuza, but Team 7 does not care, and Naruto decides to take care of these little buggers. So he uses Shadow Clone Jutsu, and this is where I'm gonna mention something. Due to the fact that Naruto never had a talk no jutsu with Inari, about heroes existing and stuff like that, meaning when Inari's family get attacked during the thugs that Gato sent, Naruto just disposes of them. And since Naruto has been hired to protect Zabuza and stuff, Naruto doesn't really put the whole hero come in late and stuff like that, meaning what's her name? Inari doesn't run towards the villagers to ask them to bring their weapons, meaning they don't come to the bridge and they don't scare off the Gato members. Meaning Naruto has to deal with everyone, since Sasuke can only use one Chidori, and after that he spent, and using his Sharingan for evolving stage, he is Sasuke spent, and Kakashi is also spent. Only Sakura, who's at full health, and Naruto, who is damaged here and there, but he is also easily able to do it. So Naruto uses Shadow Clone Jutsu to end this, and Naruto just tells them to turn away because this is gonna be bloody. Naruto just takes a kunai at each hand and he starts running. Naruto creates 100 shadow clones and all of them run towards Gato's men. Every the first 10 shadow clones throw the kunai and use the shadow shuriken jutsu, not shadow, the shadow kunai jutsu, basically an alternate version of the shadow shuriken jutsu, which is also included in the skill. Now, by the way, he gets the notification which kills a couple of members, and Naruto starts completely abolishing every single one of them, killing them. And Naruto is the one standing in front of Gato. Gato is shivering after having all his men, the hired men, killed. Kakashi is shocked at Naruto's brutality, and Sasuke is also, but Sasuke is able to recover from the fact that he has killed someone a lot easier after seeing this, because he realizes that ninja are the people to do this, and he has to kill Itachi some days. So he realizes that if he vomits, he's going to be weak-willed and stuff. Sakura vomits, and Kakashi explains this is the world of the ninjas and stuff. Kakashi takes this time to teach them a lesson, telling them that this is the world of the ninjas. Naruto knows this very well, and Naruto slowly stretches his hand behind and slowly starts forming a Rasengan. Kakashi surprised that Naruto is going to use the Rasengan, and Sasuke and Sakura don't know what that is. And Naruto creates a complete Rasengan and shoves it towards Gato's stomach, basically destroying, not killing him in one shot. And the villagers wake up and realize that Gato is dead, and after Team 7 letting them know who killed Gato, that being mostly Naruto, they start celebrating and the bridge is done. After that, Team 7 would start trekking back towards the Konoha, and Kakashi would ask how Naruto feels. Naruto just looks at Kakashi and shrugs. He says he doesn't feel anything. Now Naruto, though, he's not really paying attention to Kakashi. He's though looking at the status that he has got after this massacre. He has got around 14 skills, as well as the mission ability that the missions that he got during when the Team 7 decided to continue this B rank mission, and all of that experience brings him to level 20 and gives him good nice stat points, which he does not use because he wants to save them. And yeah, the new skill, that being Shadow Kunai Jutsu, is given to Naruto's arsenal of skills. But yeah, anyways, the group come back to Konoha and deliver the news to Hokage about what happened, and all of them go to their home, and the next day they continue training. Now Naruto though has an epiphany, whatever you want to call it, but Naruto has a thought. He has the skill which he hasn't used quite a long time, and that is, he has a skill that he needs to create and use because he never got the skill which he thought he would have got. So he starts making a seal. He starts making the seal for flying Raijin. It takes some time, a couple of days in fact, to correctly perform the seal from his memory, but he is able to perfectly replicate the seal, put it in a kunai, and he is able to use the flying Raijin jutsu after the flying thunder god technique. But Naruto instantly pukes because, this is the first time he's using this jutsu, but it does let him gain the skill. And Naruto then starts using the Shadow Clone to abuse it, but Naruto quickly realizes that this jutsu is gonna be very much difficult than other jutsus, other skills that he had, because of the fact that this jutsu develops way too slowly for his own good. And Naruto, even after months of flying Raijin practice, is only able to bring it to level 40. He thought at least he would be able to master the jutsu, but he still has a good control over it. Now Naruto has another opinion after like restarting the Shadow Claw. Yeah. Anyways, before I start, Naruto and Sasuke like grow even more closer, not in the sense of romantically, but even more closer as in friends, and they both each consider them the other the brother. Even Naruto, who's not really who doesn't know who to trust and who not to trust. Eventually, Naruto realizes that he needs to have a talk with Sasuke because he realizes that Sasuke is like burning himself in over and over again, like beating himself about some fact. And Naruto, with his well knowledge that he got from the library, knows that Itachi, his brother, is the person who killed his clan. So he knows that he needs to have a talk with Sasuke. So after one day of training, actually it's been 3 months since Zabuza has died, or the whole land of waves arc. And Naruto, as I said, Naruto calls Sasuke to the Hokage monument to have a talk. Sasuke just sure, why not? It's like one of their small talks or stuff. So now Sasuke goes there, and that's when Naruto asks him, "What is happening to you?" Sasuke is confused, but Naruto explains about his life, and he needs someone to talk to, and Naruto can understand a little bit though. Sasuke wants to question how the hell Naruto can understand of this, but he keeps his mouth shut. And after being silent for 2 minutes, which Naruto lets him patiently do, Sasuke decides that he would tell his best friend, or he views Naruto as his best friend. Remember, guys? Now Sasuke views Naruto as his best friend, so he decides talking and starts from the start. How and what happened during the the Uchiha massacre. And there are some things that Naruto quickly notices just don't match out. Number one, why the hell would Itachi's brother spare him? And Sasuke asks so. Now Sasuke angrily says that because he was weak and because Itachi wanted him to use the power of hate to defeat him if possible. And that's when Sasuke has epiphany that he hasn't been using hate as his power, but has been having a competition with Naruto, which is growing his skill. Naruto just blinks and looks at Sasuke dumbly and asks something, which shakes Sasuke's life forever. So you're just gonna follow Itachi's path then? Sasuke just looks at Naruto for a second, but then he angrily like grabs hold of his shoulder and asks him what he means. Naruto explains what he means. Basically, Itachi told Sasuke to use hate to grow stronger and kill him. But didn't Itachi do the same thing? He killed his entire family. Isn't that hate? Basically, Itachi is telling you to follow in his footsteps, and you're blindly doing so without any possible thinking about it because he just said so. This first makes Sasuke angry because how the hell would Naruto like frame him like this, tell a lie like this? But as Naruto like goes on and explains his theory, Sasuke gets more dejected. Is he really trying to follow the path that Itachi gave it to him? And Naruto then puts the nail on the coffin. You're just gonna do whatever killer asked you to do. And this is the nail in the coffin that Sasuke needed to realize that he has been just being manipulated by his own brother. And he kind of starts breaking down, which Naruto just rubs his back in. But then Naruto says that he has found some plot holes in your story. After like letting Sasuke calm down, Sasuke asks what this is, already being mentally exhausted after realizing that he's been following his brother's footsteps, and he makes a vow that he would pursue the opposite of it. So Itachi told him to use hate as his power. He's gonna be using love because like hate's opposite is love, right? I mean that's what Sasuke knows. Then he says, why would someone want to test his power by massacring the entire clan when they are sleeping? How the hell that does even shows as being testing in power? Now Sasuke is confused, but Naruto explains. Testing in power means you have to like spar with someone or have a fight to the death with someone, but you didn't see any fighting, did you? They're just dead, weren't they? Naruto asks Sasuke while looking him straight in the eye, and Sasuke, now that he thinks about it, like in this new state of mind, he kind of realizes that there was no fighting. And the next Naruto asks something. What kind of wardrobe was Itachi wearing? Now, Sasuke would like think about it and say that it was some kind of Anbu uniform that he wore, and he was wearing his Konoha headband. Naruto just blinks and looks at Sasuke, and you're saying that Itachi wore a standard Anbu uniform and the headband to the massacre of your clan. Sasuke just nods, not knowing where Naruto is going. Naruto realizes that Sasuke isn't following what the route is going, so Naruto just massages his temples and says that no killer would use the Anbu uniform to kill them, because, and plus, if they want to be a villain, they would ninjas are specifically chosen. Rogue ninjas are told that when they scratch the headband, they become a ninja. Rogue ninja. So why would Sasuke, having a Konoha headband without any scratches in it, go around killing a spree? So Naruto has a doubt, and this more he talks about it, and more he thinks about it, the more he grows. But would Gigi do like this? Yes, Gigi lied to him, but would he exterminate an entire clan because of the fact that Anbu only work under the Hokage? There's something fishy going on. There is really something fishy going on. So he needs to find out what it is. Sasuke realizes what Naruto is going on, and he asks, "You're saying he was made to do it?" Yeah, Naruto then looks at Sasuke for a couple of seconds, then shrugs. He says, "I don't know, that's a possible theory." Just because Itachi said that, he killed the clan because he wanted to test his power, that doesn't mean he really did it now, did he? And Naruto asks another nail in the coffin. Did you see your parents getting killed? In real life? Because Naruto, as I said, Naruto did know something was going on. And this feeling in his pit that some big manipulation has going on is in his pit. So when Naruto asks this question, Sasuke shakes his head, saying his brother put him in a genjutsu. Naruto just says, he put you in a genjutsu. He showed you the fake reality then. Sasuke then realizes, holy shit. And Sasuke can't bear anymore, so he gets up and tells Naruto that he's gonna meet him tomorrow. Naruto just nods and tells him, it was good talking, wasn't it? Sasuke just dumbly nods and starts running away. Not from Naruto though. He's running away to think about all of this. Naruto has given him much to think about, and Naruto has also a lot to think about. So he goes back home, sits down, and starts thinking about, his contemplating life. And that's when he remembers something. After the whole flying Raijin Fusco, he started remembering the fact that he has the cube inside of him, and maybe this is the time to talk to him, maybe clear out everything, every misunderstanding, not misunderstanding from the QB, but yeah, Naruto wants to know why the hell the QB attacked Konoha in the first place. So, but he doesn't know how the hell he needs to go, so he decides to go the sealing way. So he just closes his eyes, adds chakra into the seal, and just focuses on the damn seal, bringing him to the mindscape. And when he opens his eyes, he sees pure white walls, surface, everything. There's nothing dirt in it. Naruto starts walking around and he sees a huge gate with orange color in it. And inside he sees the nine-tailed fox, sleeping. The nine-tailed fox opens one of his eyes and he looks at Naruto for a couple of seconds and yawns and then gets up. And he asks, "So what does my container want?" Naruto brings a couple of seconds to make his questions, and he asks, I want to ask some questions. So, well, Kurama looks at Naruto and shrugs. Go ask away. Now, if you are realizing that Kurama is different, well, just blame the game of mind, because, as I said, it affects the mind. The game of body affects the mind, and Kurama is inside Naruto's mind, meaning Kurama would also be affected. The first question that Naruto would ask is, why would Kurama or the QB would attack the Konoha 13 years ago? Now, Kurama quickly refused the fact that he attacked them. Then Kurama explains what happened during the night, how his previous Jinchuriki was, well, giving birth, and how a person named Madara Uchiha came and released him and put him under a genjutsu and terrorized the village. And while the fourth Hokage came in and sealed half of himself inside Kurama. Naruto has many questions with the statement. Number one, previous Jinchuriki, and he says this out loud. Kurama just nods and looks at Naruto, thinking that he knows the answer. Naruto then asks, what do you mean previous Jinchuriki, and what the hell does Jinchuriki mean? Kurama just looks at Naruto dumbly and then raises his eyebrow, realizing something. You don't know what Jinchuriki means? At this exclamation, Naruto shakes his head, not knowing what it is. So Kurama begins explaining about what Jinchuriki is, how they are human sacrifice, and how they are how Hashirama and Madara's fighting led to the Hokage thinking that these bijus are not safe, so he distributed those bijus against villagers for weapons as a peace offering. And he explicitly says that they were not even asked if they wanted to do this. And because Kurama is feeling well about this kid, this kid is not like the others. He knows. Why? Because this kid has the gamer system. Everything that Naruto is learning, Kurama is learning as well, in knowledge department, that is. So now Kurama easily knows that this kid, Naruto, is not a person to come into opinions by himself. He thinks the knowledge given to him through clearly and reaches the likely outcome. And after learning the fact that, the fourth Hokage sealed inside Kurama inside him to make him a weapon, this kind of breaks Naruto's heart, because he always thought that, the fourth Hokage was a nice person, but he didn't know that his Hokage would seal the cube inside of him to make him a weapon. But that's when Kurama nails the final nail in the coffin. And then he just looks at Naruto for a couple of seconds and realizes something. You're his son. Both of their sons. Naruto quickly whips around his head looking at Kurama, and Kurama would have sworn that he heard some cracks. And Naruto asks, what? Kurama just nods and says, you are their son, you just look like them. Naruto would be in a second of trance for a second, but then he would ask what Kurama meant. Kurama would explain. His previous Jinchuriki, named Kushina Uzumaki, was gonna give birth to, a baby boy, and you are the baby boy. You just look like her, except for the blonde hair and blue eyes, which come from your father, who was the person who sealed me inside of you. And Naruto takes a second to learn this, and he's like, what? And his gamer system is calming him down. The gamer system is sending waves after waves to calm him down. He's pissed. He's confused, pissed, and overall sad. He's gonna break down, but the gamer system helps him to remove that negative emotions which he doesn't need currently. Then he starts thinking, so his own father made him a weapon? For what? For what? And he's starts talking, for what? Kurama just adds in his 2 cents. For war, that's what. Naruto then looks back to Kurama, asking him to continue the say. Kurama just sighs and explains that humans have always been in war with each other because for their selfishness. Your father, the Hokage, was also selfish because he wanted to save his village and also secure the weapon that has been secure the balance that has been maintained by the first Hokage and the other Hokages. So he sacrificed his son because of the fact that you are an Uzumaki who are meant to hold the Bijus, especially me. But yeah, Naruto blinks and raises his eyebrow. What do you mean, Uzumaki? Kurama blinks and wait, who's the current Hokage? Kurama would ask calmly because he doesn't know what the hell is going on. Because he has like he doesn't care about what stuff that he doesn't need to know. And Naruto just in a low whisper say, Hiruzen Sarutobi, the third Hokage. This would have a thought of confusion towards Kurama, and Kurama would say, so the old man didn't tell you about his clan as well as your parents, did he? Naruto just dumbly nods, and Kurama pushes on. He didn't even want you to tell. He wouldn't even want you to tell that you were a weapon, a Jinchuriki, and sealed inside of you, weren't you? Naruto would just again nod. Then Naruto would ask something. Kurama would ask something. How did you know that I was sealed inside of you? And Naruto would explain the whole system and the entirety of what happened on that day. And Kurama would not. That explains things. And Naruto, well, his gamer mind calming him down again and again and giving him a good thought process, is able to look at Kurama and asks him what he means. Kurama says that the day you're talking about was the day I calmed down. I was always in rage and stuff like that. But now I was able to calm down and think clearly. And from my clear perspective, I have realized that the seal, which is a combination of Reaper Death Seal as well as the 8 diagrams, are meant to, well, half my chakra and give it to you every day. And yeah, and here whenever there's the key that is given, the key that is here is used whenever you need, meaning you have full control over me because of the fact that our souls are connected. Naruto's mind is boggled after learning this fact, and he needs to think. Kurama just shrugs. Sure, think all you want. So Naruto leaves the mindscape and comes back to reality, and he starts getting a panic attack. He starts hyperventilating after this new knowledge in front of him. But the gamer mind again comes in clutch and gives him a clear of mind. Now Naruto again thanks the gamer mind, but also curses him because he needs to show some kind of emotion. He needs to show that he's happy, sad, or something. But the gamer mind isn't letting him happen. But Naruto's again thanking him because of the fact that the gamer mind is not letting it happen. Now Naruto needs to learn more about his clan right now. He doesn't care if it's midnight or shit. He's gonna go to the Hokage's tower, go to the missions record and find out some things. Because, well, he has a suspicion that Hiruzen or, well, Itachi was given a mission to eliminate the Uchiha clan, as well as his suspicions about his father and stuff being given to him. He needs to go to the missions record to find out. So he creates a shadow clone to let him sleep because there might be a small chance that, well, sensors would be placed upon him, and Naruto would start sneaking off, and Naruto would get a sneaking skill which would be interesting. He would learn what it is, and he would start going towards the Hokage Tower at great speeds. He would go to the Hokage Tower, get to the mission report section, and he would start using shadow clones as to read all the mission reports in the past 13 years. And he finds some disturbing things in these past 13 years. He finds the fact that, well, Jiraiya, a supposed godfather of his, has been a spy for all these years and has never visited him. That's number one. Number two, the whole Danzo, a person who a person who has ordered Itachi to kill the whole Uchihas, is still alive. He's not executed for some odd reason. There's many information that Naruto has got during in this search. Naruto, knowing that, well, using shadow clones can make a copy of those. Naruto starts making using shadow clones to make copy of these every important document that he thinks they are, and starts just throwing them into his inventory. And he needs to go to this. He needs to get out of this place now. This place is made of sacrifices. He just can't stay here. So Naruto gets up and goes back to his house and starts packing things. But that's when he feels some kind of guilt in his mind that he's leaving his home. But Naruto convinces himself that this place is not his home. This place is made of sacrifices. The people have sacrificed people have sacrificed their life to make this village. He's not going to live in a village that goes against everything he stands for. Naruto currently, his goal is to have freedom, to get to know the truth. Now that he knows the truth, he can't just bear the truth. The things that he has learned is honestly quite disgusting. So Naruto quickly starts going off, and he starts walking towards the end of the village, sneaking around. But Naruto, his danger sense, more or less, not danger sense, but he can sense someone behind him. So he turns around and sees pale eyes, and he observe on this pale eyes, and he realizes that these are the Byakugan. He doesn't know why the hell these Byakugan is following him, but when he looks closely, he realizes that it is a girl, or more specifically, Hinata. Naruto would approach her and ask her what he is doing at night. Hinata, realizing Naruto having a backpack and stuff, realizing what she's gonna do, attempts to stop him, but Naruto explains that he's not gonna be living in this village anymore. And Hinata, please, just go. Naruto then slowly turns and starts walking off, but Hinata, knowing she has to stop Naruto for number one, for the village and this being his home, and number two, she doesn't want the love of his life to go away. She tries to talk Naruto into staying, actually confessing to him. This stops Naruto and turns to Hinata, asking him to repeat again, and Hinata will blushing and almost trying to faint, but knowing that if she fainted, she's gonna lose Naruto forever. So she holds on and goes for it, explaining how she loves Naruto and how she loves his determination and stuff like that. Basically confessing her entire feeling to Naruto. Naruto's happy that someone feels this for him, but he says that for feeling, I'm not going to be staying in this village. I'm sorry, Hinata. But then he teleports behind Hinata, not teleports, just quickly runs up behind Hinata and knocks her out and catches her, puts her near the bench below, and then starts walking towards the end of the village, and then jumps and starts running towards it. Then Hinata wakes up a couple of hours later, just before the morning rises, and she, realizing what has happened, she quickly runs towards the Hokage tower and bursts into it and explains what has happened. Hiruzen, realizing that shit has happened, quickly calls all the genin available, and that being all of them, all the genin team available, that being Team 7, Team 8, Team 9 and Team 10. Team 7 realizes that Naruto is not here, and Hiruzen explains to them what the fuck is going on. That Naruto has deserted the village and it's their job to bring him back. Hinata explains what has happened and stuff from her knowledge, and she wants to come. She has to come. It's her job and stuff. It's her responsibility. And Hiruzen lets her go. And Hiruzen especially states that he would be sending Armbook quickly. So all they have to do is bring him back until that point. If they couldn't bring him back, Tanbo would do the next of the job. Kakashi and Sasuke are all ready. Mostly Kakashi does not want his sensei's son to be a rogue ninja, or claimed to be a rogue ninja. Sasuke does not want his best friend to be strayed in the path of darkness, which he almost went by Naruto convinced him to stay in the path of light, the path of love. All the other teams are hyped up, especially Kiba's team, because not Kiba's team, but yeah. Anyways, basically Kiba talks arrogantly about Naruto, but Sasuke is pissed. He wants to say something to him, but Kakashi stops him, saying that they have a mission in hand. And all four teams starts tracing Naruto. Kakashi uses his summonings, and Kiba uses his Akamaru to trace Naruto's scent, and Neji and Hinata use their Byakugan to search Naruto, and they come across something interesting. They come across the Valley of the End where Naruto is just gonna go off, but he's stopped by Sasuke shouting at him to stop. Naruto then turns around and curses under his breath, saying that he was kind of late. He was, well, figuring out where to go. That was the time that took a lot of time to go to. So now he's stuck here with them. He needs to go, run away from here, run away from the border of from the border of Fire Village. And everyone asks him to come back, especially Sasuke and Kakashi. Naruto explains that he's not willing to come back, and explains the reason. So because I don't want to live in the world in I don't want to live in the village of sacrifices. Sasuke explains what Naruto means, but Guy is ready to attack, but Kakashi stops him, wanting Naruto to explain for reasons. And Naruto just looks at all of them and turns towards them and says, "Fine then." Naruto then sits in Hashirama's head, while all the four teams are on Madra's head. All Naruto stares at them and then starts the tale of the truth. And that's where we're gonna leave for this episode, guys. I know this is like a 5 minute shorter. Anyways, yeah, I know this is. I said that this is gonna be a very important episode, and I said this is an important episode. And the next episode is even gonna be more important, and it's gonna change the life of Naruto, Team 7, Team 8, Team 9, and Team 10 forever. And you're gonna understand what is gonna happen in the next episode. So that's all for this episode, guys. If you guys like this video, like, share, subscribe, do the necessary stuff. And if you don't, I can understand. Peace out.